Barb, your wealth word is mindset. You started to allude to mindset. Let's talk a little bit more about how that relates to wealth for you.
Mindset makes or breaks our success, our personal or professional success. Of course, we know Olympic gold medalists say that, it was 90%, and we're like, I don't think so. You're pretty fast runner or you're an amazing swimmer. Obviously, they have amazing physical abilities, but so does everybody else that's going to a competition like that. And who rises above the top? It's the ones that can really put their mindset, that again, back to that believing. That word is a powerful word, really believing. And we can say we believe in something, but to really believe takes some work, takes some do you really believe that you can accomplish this, or that this can happen to you, that you can rise above this challenge? And when you dig into it, it's not so. We're not really believing. So we don't feel like we're having a wealthy life when we feel, vacant or just, again, unfulfilled. There's that word, but it's not only that. We're just running on low negative vibrations. And to create a wealthy life, again, I don't think it's about what we have in the bank. It's about mindset. So the same person could have the same money in the bank, let's say, and one will feel like the wealthiest person. And the other one might feel, no, I haven't achieved this, I haven't done that. And they focus on the I haven't. And the other person saying, yes, I've done this or that. Yes, I'm not going to rest on my laurels, but I've got great relationships. I've got my health. I'm wealthy in so many ways. I have my family, or again, this is reminding me, it goes back to our core values. What's important to you, when you feel like your core values that's the way you're living, you're going to feel that you are wealthy because you are living on point, right? So when we're talking about women in business and being more on purpose, or getting to a fulfilling place in their professional life, while I feel like professional and personal always melded together, it's hard to separate them out. And to really feel wealthy when we're maybe starting out a different path and we're feeling, I don't know. I don't know if I can build this. I don't know what's going on. And they may be investing some money into it to get going, and you're feeling in that lack mode. Mindset is what takes you out of all that. What takes you out of that again, that lack, that poor, if you want to put it that way, mentality, where yes, it's well with me, or it's just not helpful to support yourself. And if we can find ways to self-support ourselves, again, that's the tools that I like to teach, because you don't want somebody in your coaching program forever. You want to teach them the tools, so when they have these challenges, they can work around it. So if you have a challenge in your business, oh my gosh, I'm not getting these clients or whatever, and saying, forget it, I can't find clients, it just doesn't work. It's to use the growth mindset instead of a fixed mindset. Growth, it's all about blooming, right? And I remind the women that I work with about the growth mindset, because start working with it. Start working with it. This is a challenge. Do you understand, or do you recognize, or what do you think you're working with now? Everything you have to get through this challenge? And they'll be the first to say no. And it's like, because you're in that fixed mindset, you have to exercise this muscle So start working with a growth mindset on smaller things that aren't these big. So when the big challenge comes around, you're like, okay, instead of saying this is never going to work out, I'm going to have to ditch this, or I'm losing everything, or this and that, you pause and you say, you reflect on something that happened in the past. Okay, I've had a challenge like this. I got through it. This is another thing. It helps you stop reacting with the emotionality and using, again, the power that we are all innately given, and we are all given it, but we don't necessarily work with it all. So again, it's I've needed to be coaching just to be reminded of that. I mean, and you can't coach if you haven't been coached. So that's why I'm a true believer. And I'm amazed at, again, the support system and the resources are there to help people get on a path or a journey that's going to be more sustainable for them, more wealthy in so many areas of their life. And I do believe it starts and ends and all through the middle with mindset.
Yeah, and I can see that. I mean, I almost hear that taking inventory of your experiences, taking inventory of all the good things that you have, and placing yourself in the better mindset to say, okay, I actually have some stable ground here that I can start building on because
Yeah.
I have those experiences. What
Yeah.
is one of your tools that you like to use? I know you've mentioned the Bloom acronym and your seeds for success,
Yeah.
but what is one particular like secret tool that you have to pull out every so often to help someone with their mindset?
The magic wand. When they're just really going down a rabbit hole, I'm like, okay, you have a magic wand right now. And whatever the issue is, from I don't have enough money to do this to I don't have the skills, I don't have the credentials. It's just like, if you had the credentials, if you had the money, if you had the skills, whatever, what would it be? How could you move forward? Right. And once they get the pretend magic wand in their hands, there's amazing things that happen too. Yeah. Another tool I use, I like people to recognize the transformative journey they're on. So I have them say, where they are now or what they're feeling at the time and where they want to be. So they can recognize that they don't have to stay stuck where they are.
You mentioned your experience, one from being an attorney to your current business and also having a coach. So, with that experience in mind, what advice would you give someone who's looking for a big transformation of life? Like you said, people have certain expectations or thoughts of who they think you might or should be. What advice do you have for someone who's trying to get that comfort of mindset, comfort of it'll be okay, comfort of the money will come?
I guess I have the 5 C's and vitamin C's. And that's it's first of all, have a curious mindset. Be curious, stay curious. And then as you do that, build some clarity. So the sections of my program are actually, this is what you gain after you go through this section, clarity. Then it's about building confidence. And this is where I can start. Before that, in my program, I'm not even talking businessy terms. I'm talking kind of mindset and service and how we can be on purpose. And then I'm like, when you get the clarity for that, then we can plug and play. We can talk about niche. We can talk about branding. A lot of people want to skip over those steps, that inner work. And then people come to me and said, I've spent so much on marketing and something in the past or maybe currently, and I feel like it's not working. And then I feel like what they've been spending maybe dollars on or time or energy on is not exactly what they're aligned with doing, what they want to create or with the path they want to go on. So it's getting that clarity and the confidence. And when you have that, you can show up the next one consistently. And when you can start showing up consistently, then you can commit to it. And I can tell you, so many people in business are not fully committed to what they're doing. So that there's that doubt, or when and we put that out there into the universe, into our audience, when we're not really fully committed, it starts showing up in the way we relate to people and, how we interact. So I think that's very important to be curious, to get the clarity early on. Again, I believe that's the piece that people skip over. And it's almost like then I'll get somebody referring me to me and saying, work with Barb. She'll help you get clear on it. And there are some great professionals out there, some great marketing professionals that I know that will say, work with someone to get the clarity. And then come, I'm not even, you're not ready. You're not ready. And what a great service they're doing to their people that are coming to them. And well, how do I get the clarity? There's many ways, but that's what I help women do. And then again, then you get the confidence, then you can show up consistently, and then you can commit to it. And then what I find in professional women that I work with, they're really becoming a thought leader in their niche, in their area of the world, in what they're doing. And I say, you weren't really Googling thought leader, were you? When, we started working together. No, I'm like, well, that's what you're really doing here. And we can be a thought leader when we feel like we're not a fake and a fraud, and we can put it out there, and we can speak on it and help people with our guidance.